talk about Miss Stevenson first?
Yes.
Okay, they were doing some good things when we went in there. It was, she was practicing reading the book together with them. They were having to recognize the long U sounds. They would do thumbs up and thumbs down as she called out words. What else?
And their choral reading was very good, and I really liked the blending mat that she was using with them at the table. That was a very good, where they did the sounds and then into the blends and then into the words, and then they had to read. So it was a really good progression. I like that.
She was reminding them about using the magic E at the end of the word, helping the U to be long. She did a lot of praising for quick answers, really good at that. And her other kids, while she was working in her small group, they were very active in their centers. They all knew exactly what to do. She didn't have to give any instruction, and they stayed on task the whole time.
The group that was doing the picture match with the CBC words, they were doing a good job with that, and I liked the one where she had the crayons, had the individual letters, so they had to pull each one to do the sight words. And then the twist and spell.
The twist, that was.
And they were using the dry erase boards, so they were getting a good variety of activities. Tactile.
Yeah, and they stayed on task. She never had to say anything to them at all. Okay, that covers most of what she was doing. I guess we need to fill this out now.
So we were on,
okay, so number 9, it was structured practice.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
structured practice for sure.
And the
7 also with processing content.
Number 3, the celebrating success. And
12, engaging. 12, very engaged. Yeah, 13 was
12 and 13 both.
Yes, with resources and guidance.
And she was reflecting on things they'd already learned, reminding them about skills.
Definitely 32, motivating and inspiring.
And obviously she had done 33 because they would have been working so well at their tables without her instruction.
And I think also 38, verbal and nonverbal. And the affection with the students.
Yeah, you could tell.
All right, and then
learning rounds is our source.
And the PLP is the 8.1.
Yeah.
With the other grade levels.
Let's see.
And
I guess we just are repeating these same things down here. This same elements here. We just need to sum up what we observed.
And then the
I'm just
observing
gonna
the
go
small
from this
group,
sheet, I guess, and write it. They were practicing reading a book, recognizing long U.
And they had the sounds, the blends, and the phrases. And then the picture cards, and then the twisted.
And other groups were twist cards and
putting together the sight words.
The CBC words, was that what it was? Yeah, CBC words and sight words, okay. And they had one other activity, the spelling word. The word, spelling words, okay. All right, what will I incorporate into my instructional practice? A lot of those things are things we already do already. If we
Yes,
teach first
yes.
grade, it kind of carries
It does
over a
carry
lot.
over.
So I didn't really see a lot of new and different things. Like you said, where she did the little scaffolding, sentence
Yes,
scaffolding, I guess
yes,
is
I'll,
what that,
I wanna
how we
ask her
refer to that in
where
first
she got
grade.
those, 'cause those, she was doing a good job with those.
was about the thing that would be, that we could incorporate. What I want to know more about, you said the sentence scaffolding, probably something off TPT. What support will I need? I don't have any support, I mean, it's
I
just
think, yeah, I think it's
ordering it
good there.
ourselves, so I think
Um,
that's nothing there, and just share with our newer teachers that are in first grade.
Correct, yeah. Good.
Okay. I think that one's
Alright.
done.
And then I'll get Miss Hove.
Okay, she was, working in her small group, and they were working on sight words to begin with, and then she asked them about they did some rhyming words, I think with, some of the words, she'd asked them if there was a rhyming word. And they had a little book, and they were finding the sight words in the book and reading the book together, that's what she was doing. And then she had small group activity going with the others at centers also.
Yeah, one center was doing the cut and glue,
Mhm.
where they were,
They're working on
They-
long U, a sheet with long U
they
is
did
what I
a
saw.
good word with the cut
Mhm.
and glue, cause they were having to cut the words and then put the words together into a complete sentence.
Mhm.
So I was kinda,
And a read and match
Paying
sheet, we
attention
matched the
to
picture
that.
and the sentence, and I noticed that.
and they did a roll and write with, silent E, long I.
Okay.
They were, rolling, and then whatever the dice landed on,
Mhm.
it corresponded with the long I. And then, another cut and glue, which I was glad to see, cause when they come to us, I like them
cut.
to be able to cut and glue. And they were doing a good job on task.
They were also, she didn't have to say anything to any of her other groups, they were on task.
And hers also did a good job, like when they were finished with their roll and ride or finished with their cut and glue. They had books and games for like when they were finished.
Yeah, I noticed she said,
They knew
when they
what to do.
finished, it's go to a folder game or a book, I've written that down on mine. They had some folder games, some of them picked up, okay.
Okay, so let's see. I think on
The
the top,
elements,
let me see.
the number 9, it was
9.
structured practice, and,
I think,
she was commenting and telling them. you know, they
yes,
did
number
well.
3, yep, success.
It was kind of the same thing, because they were both, you could tell they were doing the same thing in their schedule when we were going in there.
Yes.
So it's kind of similar. The number 9 structure practice.
Around,
And
yes.
she had 12 and 13 also. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
3 and 7, processing content, and 9, structured practice, for
12 and
sure.
13.
And then 13, yeah, resources and guidance.
12 also.
32, yeah, motivating and inspiring, and, yeah, rules
She's
and
obviously had her
procedures.
rules and procedures down.
Okay, and then we observed, teacher table, small group.
They were focusing on sight words and finding the word in the reader. Talking about long U with me at the end.
Okay,
She asked them about some rhyming words also.
And then the small groups were cutting and gluing. Rolling right.
Books and folder games.
Okay. And then,
I really didn't see anything that was new to what I do.
Right,
in her room,
right.
Cause we do a lot of sight word practice too, so I really didn't see
right.
anything to write in that one. And things to know more about, we really, like I said, we do a lot of the same things since our grades are, not very far apart, so we're doing similar activities.
And then incorporating,
I didn't really, did you see something that you
well,
don't do?
well, it just depends, I mean, with my stations, it's just kinda ongoing until it's time to rotate, you know, so, I don't do a lot of.
They're not doing different activities.
Right, like when you get through what to do, but I liked that was going on in her class, I liked seeing them that. And then we really are doing the same. And I like that both of them, their groups were rotating, so when they come to
Yeah, they
first
have a
grade, it
rotation
won't
schedule.
be anything, it'll be something they're used to rotating and
Time to
time
read.
and go and clean and move and they did a good job, with their voice levels too, while she
Okay.
was working, you know, the other groups didn't get like all loud.
Yeah, they
and
didn't get
rambling.
loud. They'd obviously been well trained.
So that was nice to see.
I think that's
Okay.
everything.
It's there,
Thank you.
Yep, so it was good, I liked it myself.